Hello everyone, my name is Nas and today I'm here to discuss a very important topic that revolves around long-term care. So what is long-term care? As defined by the National Institute of Aging, long-term care involves a variety of services designed to meet a person's health or personal care needs during a short or long period of time. These services help people live as independently and safely as possible when they can no longer perform everyday activities on their own. Long-term care is provided in different places by different caregivers depending on a person's need. So what really is the cost of long-term care? To decide whether you need long-term care insurance and how much to buy, you need a sense of how much the care could cost. Genworth's annual cost of care survey, one of the most comprehensive studies of its kind, contacted 53,901 long-term care providers nationwide to complete its cost survey. The result is this. As you can see, long-term care is very expensive, and due to higher labor costs and stricter laws, expenses have and will continue to increase. So how do people pay for long-term care? So there are three traditional funding choices for long-term care expenses. These are self-funding, government funding, and private funding. So let's start with self-funding. Self-funding, as defined by Wade 2016, means any long-term care expenses will be funded through distribution from financial assets. This option is only possible for those with enough discretionary asset to meet the potential expenses. We also have the private funding. Private funding or traditional long-term care insurance helps cover the cost of care when an individual have a chronic medical condition, a disability, or a disorder such as Alzheimer's disease. Most policies will reimburse them for care given in a variety of places, such as home, a nursing home, an assisted living facility, and an adult daycare center. This choice has been around for decades, but is no longer as cost effective as it once was. Then lastly, we have the government funding. Government funding, we have Medicaid and Medicare. So Medicaid is the main option for those entering retirement with little savings. It is actually the most commonly used funding option for long-term care in the United States. The qualification for Medicaids are assets, income, and medical needs. This qualification vary widely by state. Some states require relative impoverishment to qualify for Medicaid, while others allow money set aside for a surviving spouse to be exempted from consideration to pay for long-term care. We also have Medicare. So in Medicare, Medicare pays some medical costs for people ages 65 and older, and for all people with late-stage kidney failure. It also pays for some medical costs for those who have gotten Social Security disability income, but only for 24 months. It does not cover ongoing personal care at home, assisted living, or long-term care. When you select between these three options listed, there's a lot of considerations that you have to follow. So age, health, ability to receive help from family or friends without overburdening them, wealth levels and how they may relate to Medicaid qualifications, legal objectives, risk tolerance with regard to financial impact of unknown long-term care events. And you also have to consider costs and benefits of different types of insurance. So now we know the fundings for long-term care. Let's touch a little bit on the role of faith-based in long-term care. So while physical and mental care is important in the in the case of long-term care, spiritual care must not be forgotten. There are many faith-based senior care providers across the United States, and as some studies show, religion can help seniors heal or at least cope with the effects of aging. A study of 68 Alzheimer's patients who were an average of 78 years old and up found that those with higher level of religiosity and spirituality were associated with a slower progression of Alzheimer's disease. So faith-based long-term care encourages activities such as going to church where people socialize and interact with each other. These spiritual activities leads to more healthy aging. And finally, a connection to religion, faith, or spirituality can help aging adults to cope with life's difficulties. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching.